Welcome to the Eagle Talk Show Uncut, where conversations soar above the ordinary. Hosted by Mengistu Wolokoli, aka the Black Eagle, and the insightful Wilfred Duosi. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to ku-wor TV. Thank you again for tuning into the Eagle Talk Show Uncut, and it starts now.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, and welcome to ku-wor TV. This is an American Liberian-based institution that's a media platform. And of course, we'd like to welcome you to the program, the Eagle Talk Show, this time. And we'd like to say, heads up to all of you viewing, watching. We urge you to like, share, and follow our page. Invite one, tell one to come on, and let us have a good conversation. Today we here to talk with one of Liberia's political analysts and activists. He's Furcas Wilson, and as you may be informed, he contested in Grand Kru County, District Number 1, but again, he was defeated. So this time we are here to host him. We're going to talk on a couple of issues, especially as it relates to Grand Kru and Liberia as a whole. So folks, I'd like to say please stay with us within the next 1 hour plus minutes. We're going to have a fruitful conversation. My name is Wil Wilfred Duosi. I'd like to say welcome to it again. Well, Mr. Furcas, Mr. Wilson, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome.
I wish you the same. How is everything?
Well, we are good, and we hope all is well after the 2023 elections where you were defeated. Hope all is good with family and all of relatives.
Well, I feel excited. First of all, I mean, this is an opportunity to appreciate a platform. This is what we opted for over the years, to have multiplicity of platforms, be a radio station, be it online, be a print medium, so that our people, in the rural area, in the diaspora, can get quality and needful information. So it's good. See you very healthy and see all of your gadgets and your devices are being deployed to have the fruitful interview. I'm okay.
Oh, when was the last time you visited Grand Kru after the elections?
Well, as a matter of fact, Grand Kru is where I was born. Grand Kru is where I grew up, and everything but me is Grand Kru. I returned from Grand Kru today, making me 1 week, 2 days.
Okay.
So I was in Grand Kru County. Since after election, this is my second time returning to my constituent, and so I'm always in Grand Kru. I'm always in Grand Kru.
What was the discussion between Furcas Wilson and the people of Grand Kru, especially District Number 1, where you ran, and what were they saying?
Normally, when the election is over, people sometimes go astray because they didn't win election. Sometimes people feel disheartened because election didn't come their way. For me, I'm different set than human being. When I was going to the election, I have two things in mind. Primarily, that I'm going to win the election. But alternatively, in case of any eventuality, maybe I couldn't win. So I have that as an option. So when I fall in the option category, then I'm still remain in my rest state of mind. Nothing shook me. There was no frustration. There was no disappointment. Though I actually wanted the race to win, but I didn't win. I have to accept the result. So I was the first in the history of District Number 1 who conceded defeat to Honorable Natana Bawe. That he's won election, and there is no name going to go. There's no name want to create unhealthy situation. People were kind of encouraging me we should do a protest and we should disrupt the process. But I'm a Democrat. I believe in democracy, and I feel that this is it was very unfair for us to go in a competitive election. The electorate have making the decision. It is often said that the minority have the will, but the majority prevail.
Okay.
right? So the majority people of electoral district number one have spoken. So I have to accept the result. I'm cool with my family. We're doing good. My beautiful wife, my children, we are okay. We return to normal life. But one philosophy that I hold on to is our everyday campaign.
Every day is campaign.
So after election, the first thing that I've done was I did not return to Monrovia. Others returned ETA. Others took flight. Others used motorbike running with speed. I remained in Grand Kru, particularly electoral district number one, for 2 months, visiting everywhere I went when I wanted a job, telling them thank you. I did not share blame. I took superior responsibility. That I didn't win, I hold myself responsible. There was a pitfalls. There are some things I would have done in my mind. I didn't do those things. So I hold myself responsible, or I held myself responsible. So I've told them thank you. I appreciated the people of Widabo, which Grand says. I appreciated the people of Grand says. I went to picnics at Betal. I appreciated the people of Betal. I went to Tremble. I appreciated the people of Tremble. I went to Jabo, which is Garaway. I appreciate the people of Garaway. I went to Pearl River. As a matter of fact, there are 6 traditional communities in electoral district number one. I have reached out to all of the 6 communities, and not only just a major community, but I reached out to the subset communities. And I told them, I'm grateful. The record is currently in Grand Kru. The first man who go into competitive election and lost election and come back to us to say thank you is Furcas Wilson. No one else get a record. Some people even win election, they appreciate the constituent on media. Some people even appreciate the election, constituent after 2-3 years. But I did that on the spot before returning. I didn't also stop there. April, our home. Immediate election finished October, January, February, March, April, May. Our home in April. And I do a run tour to the constituent, telling them, look, elections is failing. It's about time for us to reconcile. You know that after election, there's always bickering. People take side. All of us supported Brown, all of us supported Furcas. And sometimes that mixed feeling that we were very optimistic that Furcas will have won or Peter will have won. And, so it takes a man who have the passion and the courage to be able to return to the people and calm down the situation and even create what we call a properly drilled peace and reconciliation. That's what I did.
You ran in Grand Kru district number one, and you from the Widabo belt. Well, we have gathered that you people were close to full persons from that area.
Right.
What was your level in the election? Where did you stand in the election?
So basically,
they voted.
Basically, we were 5 in number.
5.
There were no female sons of Widabo. Namely, Furcas Wilson, Alfred Sakobo, Elisha Katwin, Lawrence Clark, and quote unquote Ellis Clay. I from Jerusalem, Elisha from Banken, Alfred from Banken, Ellis Clay from Jerusalem, and Lawrence Clark, of course, from Banken as well. So we were 5 in the race. But it's not about the numbers. I mean, like I say, I'm a Democrat, so I believe in democracy. What is a display, what they show, or it shows to all of us is, even in the midst of multiplicity of numbers, the people know their leader.
Why Furcas Wilson couldn't hold hands, or other guys couldn't hold hands from the Widabo bill and say, hey, we want to support one person? Instead, 5 sons from the area come here. Don't you think that also brought some level of shortage on your vote and probably maybe others?
I mean, honestly speaking, I agree with you. I mean, in politics, we negotiate. In politics, we dialogue. In politics, we engage. I have exerted all of them. But again, everybody had a plan. Some feel their plan was the best. Some feel that they could do more than I could do. And so, I mean, we could not reach that we could not narrow down to maybe 2 or 3 or even 1, right? And like I said, I mean, that's the essence of democracy. We could not do anything, but probably I could say in the midst of the 5% I won with that one, I've obtained the highest vote. And that what put me into a third place in the election. 13 of us are contested from different communities, including the Witherable Women songs. I can tell in the election without any superior support behind me. The ordinary people who sell bitter ball, they prepare, they apple, they gather the resources, and they have displayed and shown that love, that desire, that long time whatever I left the space. Long time decision number one is being lacking. Long time the people gather with, the people tremble, the people are grandsons, the people are brutal. Needed to have the emerging leader, someone who worked at the Capitol building for pretty close to 9 years at the time of elections, right? Serving different capacities, making representation on behalf of senator, even at the level of the protein Senator Abuchi, where I said in the office, I wanted the same officer, make representation of him in Liberia and abroad. So that quality of legislative leadership was seen in me, okay? That I built relationship over the year with my people.
What was the vision you carried to the people, and how you think it could have make a huge impact and improve the life of the people if you shall have won the elections?
So the first thing the district is lacking behind, I must admit, I mean, with no condemnation to the current representative, I appreciate him at the knowledge that he's won. Legislative politics is a flow fighting. Legislative politics is about lobbying. Legislative politics is about programming and creativity. It's not just a title. So the first thing we have envisaged to have done, if we have the opportunity, was to make sure we change the paradigm of leadership in the district. How we will have done it? We will have held GVL responsible. GVL is a concession that we have within the district. So I wouldn't have been sitting as a sitting representative to see GVL taking people from Ghana, call them expatriates, GVL taking people from Indonesia, some of whom are not even a high school graduate. When we have a typical Grand Kru citizens, particularly the site in which the concessions is operating, are people who got BSc, TU, University of Liberia, and other universities in Liberia. Some maybe went for study abroad. Some are even in masters. So I wouldn't have tolerated for GVL breaking anybody called an expatriate. What I would have done, or what I would have done, is to bring the credential on the table. 1 million of expatriate. When your high school document is even questioned in Indonesia and elsewhere, as compared to a Grand Kru brother who went through the ranks and files of academician and who has the qualification. So I will have ensured that Grand Kru takes seize of the concession. I mean, don't get me wrong, that the concession is for Grand Kru citizen. But I'm talking about in terms of our labor policies and laws. There are certain positions according to the level that are explicit for Liberian. And when GVL, as in the case, operating in Widabo, operating in Tremble, operating in Garaway, and that's where else, in district number 1, I will have exerted effort that I'll see my own people in the echelon of leadership. So that will have been the means in which we could begin empowerment of people who have the requisite qualification and competency. That's one. And that fair over the years was not done. The second thing I will have firstly have interest in is I'm sure that the policy of GVL, the Magna Carta called the concession agreement will have been reviewed. Since 2009, probably 10 years, GVL concession had not been reviewed. So if I had the opportunity to have been a lawmaker, I would have taken seize of the document, communicate with the plenary of the Honorable House, and invite GVL management team to give reasons why they meet bad labor practices against our people.
Now, I listen to you. You talk about GVL. They bring in all their foreign nationals to come and work at the factory or at their company site. And is that the only problem that you see that affecting the people of Grand Kru, especially district number 1? And if so, what is the role? All of the leaders, I believe the county has their caucus. what have been their role when it comes to GVL doing the rightful implementing the rightful policy? What have been the connection, the dialogue to revisit their concession agreements?
So basically, the question was, what was my plan? What I would have done different? I didn't come here to speak for caucus. I'm not a member of the caucus.
Yeah, but
No, come in.
you are a political
Come in. I'm going to give you my impression. I will give you my. I will give you my
to engage the
impression.
legislative
I
caucus.
will expressly express my impression about how I feel in terms of the caucus working. But I want to categorically state that I'm not the spokesman for the caucus because I'm neither a member of the caucus.
But what have been your
So the
advocacy?
13,
I'm
the
not
13,
saying,
I come
I'm
in.
not saying
The
you speak, you
13,
should speak on behalf of the
no, I'm
caucus,
understood that.
but you have been an activist, right, an advocate, and what have been your role when it comes to advocating for the rightful thing, for GVL to do the rightful thing for the people of Grand Kru, especially engaging those who are leaders, because you cannot keep talking, you can't engage the leaders of the country.
So gratefully, I want to conclude with few things which were on my vision. I just labeled GVL concession revision. I talk about people being placed on the basis of their competence and qualification. I also, on my agenda was to engage the diaspora Grand Kru citizen, right? And to be able to make a case. Look, our district is very appalling. I mean, the livelihood of our people, I mean, is devastating. So what I would have done, go to the United States of America, go to UK, go to China, places where I know Grand Kru citizens are, especially a privileged area. I will have done everything possible to be able to make a case on behalf of the district. Look, I know people in United States, they're from Grances, people from Betown, they're in different parts of the world. So I would have created a leverage of what we call citizen participatory actions where we, for example, we want to undertake a project in the district. Look at our district. You look at the health sector. Okay, I'm just giving you the level, the level that I've had, the latitude that I've had. Okay, the health center is speak to, or even the central health center of Ghana, the central health center, which we refer to as Wellington Hospital. It lacks a basis, you know, material to function to expectation. Okay, medication, even electrification, and so forth. The road are leading this one to Grances. I mean, thank God to another chair, now other member of the caucus, ready to be maintained, but this need to be paved because that is our referral hospital. So I would have rather run the Grances citizen. I would have rather run the Betau citizen. I would have rather run the Widabo citizen. I would have rather run the Garaway, the Tremble. Okay, if you enter from Kipama, which is Maryland, to Grand Kru, the first town you enter is Bewan, right? We have a clinic in Bewan. That clinic is not up to standard, and that's the seat of the district. So I would have rather run our citizens to see whether we can have a donation, to see whether we can lobby with other charity institutions to have medication and sort of items. Okay, look at our teachers, the volunteer teachers in the classroom over years. They have not been able to pay. They are not on payroll. What we will have done is to make sure that we lobby with our government officials and make the case even with central government in terms of budgetary allocation. So, I mean, besides that, I'm also taught, and I'm still maintaining this, that GVL would have taken the factory that's supposed to be built in Grand Kru and take the factory to Maryland. I still stand, and I'm praying hard that this engagement with our people, this time about they will understand. If I wouldn't have taken the factory to take the factory to Maryland. I mean, I take serious exception. That factory, if it were to be built in Grand Kru, it would have created more employment opportunities for our people. So, too many things on my agenda because you asked me what was my vision. So, these and many more. You look at the mining sector, okay, have damaged Grand Kru. I mean, on a more serious note, I don't know. I mean, if you look at the current condition of Grand Kru, you realize that the mining sector is on, I mean, it needs urgent attention.
We go.
It needs urgent attention because so I would have even done it better or differently. For example,
the people of our district, number one, might prefer the taxes GVL pay might be redirected to the rule, giving the rule a quota. All of the places they have their concession companies, right? The people of Grand Kru might believe that is another way because they do not have a good rule over the period of time. I have visited Grand Kru, I've worked there, and that alone has been a significant setback to the people of Grand Kru. I also visited GVL, and their clinic they have is not up to standard. They using hardware
Right.
that have not been
Right.
stuff. So they believe their taxes must be redirected to enforcing some of or improving some of the developmental agenda of the county. Do you think so that can happen? Do you think that should happen?
Basically, let me say this. It's interesting to know that it is district number one that hosting GVL. If anybody will be very tough on GVL, it have to be the representative. So I've told you from the beginning, I will assume my GVL leadership. The management will give a concretized reason why they facilitate. You look at the concession agreement. I mean, I hope you tell you a you say, I will, we will, we will. Concessionaire, company say we will. No time limit, no stipulated time frame. We're supposed to build to our concession site to build maybe a junior high school. We will, right? We have gone for the 9 to 10 years now. GVL yet to even build a single. They are renovating old structure, and even making those structures more deplorable, more devastating, and more appalling. Okay, we will. They have facilitated a fragile. I mean, unimaginable to see a concession site. Even the dwelling place, which got GVL on site, where staff are dwell, at complete demand. I mean, it beyond my imagination. So I'm saying, in my case, because you have to push to some extent, accept or until you're in authority. Currently, well, I'm a prominent citizen, but I'm just ordinary citizen. Okay. So I will have exerted effort to make sure that GVL come before the plenary, the full plenary of the Honorable House of Representatives, to answer questions from the date of the establishment of full operation up to current. What have you done? We have to catalog those things. What are those things that you have to do as per your own commitment? If those things are not done, we compare you because it's a liability. That means you owe the people of Grand Kru, particularly electoral district number one. So we call you back. You must pay this debt to the citizens of Grand Kru. What you're supposed to do, you have to do it. If not, it means that as we review the concession, there are a lot of things we're going to pull out to. And to SYZ is addressed. To your question, GVL paying taxes, royalty, and all of those stuff. Let me tell you one thing. I hold a belief that the central government is responsible when it comes to infrastructure. And that's what I talk about challenging the prospects of our district, right? That's one of the major issues that have to do with infrastructure, road network, right? Over the years, I have sacrificed myself. I have put my integrity, I have put my resources, I have put my energy in advocating throughout since I've been in the legislature. I'm on record for that. In fact, if not the only young man who is in the confine and the proximity of lawmakers and be able to flag these things, I'm on record for that. From Plimo to Barclayville is about 75 kilometers. Over the years, government is unable to pave that road. We have approached our leaders that do it the other way. The taxes are paying to us. Hey, we need to sit on the table with GVL and say, look, we need to lobby with central government. Can we ask GVL, instead of paying the taxes directly into government covers, right? Can we say, look, the taxes should be diverted to make sure the road is paved? We are not seeing any restraint and emotional action. Okay? I propose that. That we need to make sure that the taxes that people paying the taxes work for us. But again, a focus is just focus. Okay? But if I was seated, then what we're discussing here, it would have been something different. Besides that, GVL and us as a citizen have failed to even do to live up to commitment, right? And some of these things are just very difficult to say in totality because it is perceived. There are a lot of things are happening behind the door, the closing that we don't know about because of our limitation. So yes, indeed, the road infrastructure is key. Indeed, the healthcare, like I told you, is very key. I'm also been pushing the West African power pool. If the people in Maryland can drink cold beer, relax, eat a comfortably manner from the current together from Africa, what about the people in Grand Kru? What happens to the 75-kilometer road? I mean, distance to connect Bagleyville, to connect Bewan, to connect Garaway, to connect Weatherby, and move to electoral district number 2. What happens to us? When the people in Maryland, they put their fare on, wonderful day, enjoying AC, what happens to the people in Grand Kru? I stood for that. Okay? And so this would have been some of the engagement that we will have had with our people, be it diaspora, even OCOP's citizen engagement. To educate our people. How do we bring our product on the road? Farm to the road. People go on the agriculture, manage with our subsistence agriculture work, and they put the sport in their hand because there's no road network. Okay? I mean, different engagement, people do featuring, they don't have the capacity and ability to be able to sell their product.
What?
Because there's no road network. And what we want to do is, look, in order to attract foreign direct investment, which is very key, we need to make sure we focus on 2 major things: the road network and electrification. We need electricity. When the investor will come and feel comfortable in terms of security, there should be electricity. The company should be able to have access by road network. These 2 things will be very prominent in my engagement, followed by education and healthcare system.
Education and healthcare. You ran in district number 1, Grand Kru County. What could happen if you contest again in 2029? What could be your plan for the education sector, the health sector, and your economic strategic to improve the life of the people of Grand Kru and Liberia by extension?
So, it is my desire, my wish to become, and I'm making every conscious effort to revive the mind of our people. With no insult and disrespect to them, I think they were misled, and they went the way they went. Again, that democracy, we cannot question the decision of people. What we can do is can do a trial. We can still keep engaging. So if I'm privileged to be elected as lawmaker, the first thing, let me begin with education. We established what called a district education endowment documentary. The district education endowment documentary means Mr. Doe, who is so desire to go to school, but he doesn't have the hand. We will prepare a documentary that will buy him. The district resources, the district development fund, right? We will have a meeting with our people and convene them. Look, these are young people with potential, and we cannot keep their potential, diminishing simply because they don't have the hand. So every year we raise 6%. You go to University of Liberia with different disciplines: agriculture. Some go into agriculture, some go into mining, some go into engineering, like I said, some go in the maybe in the different field of discipline. Okay, what does it tend to do is when you graduate at the expense of the district fund, because it's a commitment, we make sure they return to Grand Kru County go safe for not more than 3 years. That's number 1 plan policy that I try to develop.
But do you think the education system in Grand Kru is on path? Is leading gradually to help?
I'm not seeing any team.
Is there any progress?
I'm not seeing any progress anytime soon in Grand Kru.
What do you think?
Because like I told you, people seek opportunity to go in the country. By the time they get on people to leave the country, no shelter, no facility, nothing else. Even to get multiple boys of war.
How can that be? How can that be solved? How can that?
That's what I'm telling you. So a Wilfred from Grand Kru, let's use hypothetically, right? And he wants to go to school, but he didn't get it. We sponsor Wilfred 2-3 years at University of Liberia. or any other tertiary university around the world. When you come back, we send you to Grand Kru as a professional teacher. You go and teach for 3 years. So we'll not be shorting of manpower. As it is now, we don't even have chemistry and physics instructors. I'm telling you, one person teaching 5, 6, 7, 8 subjects in one school. You won't believe it. People catch away because of the condition of the area. So we need to create conducive environment that will attract, young people that are any degree and moving forward to see how best you can comfortably be in Grand Kru and impart knowledge. Another thing we will have done is to make sure we create what we call teacher quarters. Okay, we use or we lobby with partners and be maybe about 50 rooms or maybe at most 75 rooms where young teachers, experienced teachers can have their family comfortably seated and put maybe about 2, 3 or maybe 800 kV generator while waiting for the West African power pool. They feel comfortably. They will be able to do research, create a research center, right? And the research material, and they go and impact knowledge positively, see themselves even in Monrovia.
Oh, what you're saying, people will say, yes, it's politics, you're saying it, but what they hope if you could have been elected or if you hoping to be elected in 2029, how would it take effect?
Well, so the first thing, as a legislator, you don't work in isolation. Senator Chiem is one of the mentors. I can say that. I respect him a lot. Senator Batikwa is also a versatile experience senator. The speaker, and those are people who work in both international and maybe on the echelon of Liberian society. So young men like me coming to the legislature is to hang around them, right? I serve as a mediator. I serve as a sacrificial lamb. Like for example, I took my West African power pool. I become the firebrand legislator who will run to Senator Chie, who will run to Senator Batikwa, who will run to the speaker. Honorable Speaker, I mean, we need to achieve this. We need to do X, Y, Z. That's the first thing. The second thing, as a professional financier, practiced by politics, right? I would love to do a number of proposals in the Western world, Asia, Europe, America. You do a proposal, and this proposal have to do with what you want to see happen in your district. So you write the proposal, you do follow the proposal, you sit with multi-millionaire charity institutions, right? And make your case. For example, I want to use Gary as a case study. We have a very fine, enviable, admirable place called Garawe Dam Beach. It's a desert land, good for tourism. Seen as ground says, seen as picnic here. You have to make the case. Investors will not sit in Europe, America, and dream about Garawe Dam Beach. How fertile, how good it is. Someone has to put something to actions and be able to make a full representation, right? And then the investor or maybe the multi-millionaire will see raising and say, oh, the guy is saying something. Grand Kru is rich, I can tell you. We just need to make sure that we have
rich like Liberia.
Rich as Liberia.
But you cannot see.
Well, basically, like I said, it depends on the innovation, the creativity of the sitting lawmaker.
This year you own health.
Well, health, of course, yes. Every year we're doing increment, small increment. And for in my thinking, it doesn't mitigate the situation. It doesn't solve the problem. What we need to do, look, harmonization was a good policy. Unfortunately, the intent being good, but the practical is derailed the actual intent of it, right? So someone in Monrovia who is a nurse, maybe nurse either, making 300. You're taking someone from Monrovia from all of the comforts to Grand Kru, where there's no electricity, no powered water, right? The person even has access to video club. Even network is not even existing in some places. You're paying the person even less more than someone in Monrovia enjoying all of the comfort. We will have done it different. How I'm going to make the case? The budget comes before the legislature. The legislators are the ones that do the apportion and allotment. So my engagement and my voice will be very loud to lobby and engage with my colleagues, presenting the prevailing situations that my people are faced with. How do we solve it? Look, we need a permanent solution. As I speak to you in the entire Grand Kru County, I tend to be corrected because every time I Grand Kru, not every 2 weeks. There's no practicing next place to say this place is being used, and maybe in next school in a very simple way. None. We have people who serve in Grand Kru leadership. They hold doctorate degree in health. Someone became health minister. Someone became chief medical officer of the republic. No one nursing school in Grand Kru. No one general school to say there's a practicing general center in Grand Kru. Those things are things that attract investors, attract citizens. So we would have done it differently.
What could be
we use a budget as our tool. We use a budget as our strength to be able to make the case, and something would have been done very appropriately that will have better the livelihood. Again, for example, because of the road network, people say, "Oh, we cannot do this, we cannot do that." It will interest you that Grand Kru is one of the counties, not the only, where pregnant women deliver in the bushes. Practically in the kingdom, while you parent kingdom on top of the water, women, I'm giving birth. This is devastating. And I think in the ancient time, our people in the radio land that are listening to me in America, in UK, in Asia, it is time for us to treat Grand Kru as our own. This county in Monrovia here, if you put any radio station on, the only person who opt for Southeast, particularly Grand Kru, Furcas Wilson, and two are being referred to as the Southeast ambassador. That's the passion I'm carrying for Grand Kru.
What could be your plan for Liberia's economy?
Well,
if you could win the election, or you might be contesting in a 2029 election, what could be your economic plan to help this country move forward?
So basically, if I will respond to the question, I'll put it in the context of Grand Kru. I think to some extent, His Excellency President Boyka, Virginia have fostered and projected something that I've also opted for. There's something called county development agenda. One of the failures of Grand Kru is because there has not been central county development agenda. Every great nation, great institution of society, you must have a central agenda. We call it national agenda on the national level. It could be a county agenda. Year 1 to year 2, this is what we're going to do. It's been resoluted. So, for example, we have county development fund. For example, we have county social development fund. For example, we have other donors or other partners that are pulling in and chipping in, right? So we have year 1. We're supposed to better the role of living business to ground sales. It's already in our agenda. That's a county development agenda. So that will become our focus. Whether it is a senior want to do it at our own way, what are the bridges that are leading to ground sales, because that is our referral hospital. So year 1, we target that to make sure that alleviate the constraint. Year 2, we want to make sure that you be a central and the chief compound in electoral district number 1. The central chief compound means whether it is in Garawin, whether it is in Tremble, where we have decided in our resolution to build that central chief compound. Year 2, whether it's 100,000 or 50,000, that's our target. Year 3, we're moving on to what we refer to as a youth laboratory center. We want to be a research center, resource center for the young people, students. So that could be something I could push very hard on. I've already developed a documentary on that. Yeah, I've been doing some work on that. So we could push harder to make sure that when we have our agenda crafted this or being crafted, of course, yes, no one person will come and deviate from the agenda because it bounds all of us. So apart from county discussion, I would have a district discussion. My district must say, will I make a decision? GVL giving XYZ, second tower, and all other meaning, sources of income. We will have sat and make a decision. So you know what? Yeah, we need to have 2 ambulances. As a representative, I take the lead. I provide the first 1 ambulance. It is interesting that Grand Kru doesn't have an ambulance. To be particular, electoral district number 1, I tend to be corrected. No ambulance in electoral district number 1. Seeing the insertion of the district. Do you ever imagine what I'm telling you? Pregnant woman, if you sustain injury, major injury, a motorbike not ram, you will bleed, and probably that could be the end of your life. So until the developer, they kind of cogent and contemporary politics, policy or programs, the country will not move forward. On the national level, look, we are legislator. If I'm fortunate to be a legislator, we hold consultation.
The whole
We
consultation.
hire experts. Let me tell you one thing. Why the should library is not brain drain, but there are certain things we don't have control over. We don't have the capacity. So we hire experts how to develop our economic model. In time past, we learned and read that Toman people and others were able to develop the Japanese economic model at the time that put Japan on par. So we still have those people around. Why are we burying those acclaimed, those international actors that understand the economy or the economics? Why are we burying them? People that are still here. You had that the formula.
Should they be invited? Do you think they have not been invited? That's why all these things are happening.
They're from Grand Kru. May so rest in peace. It wasn't just part yesterday. Those are veterans. I would have taken initiative as to speak the former speaker around.
Do you think they have not been invited?
I think we have not had a consultation. I think we have not had a kind of liberal and reconciliatory consultation. We politicize everything until the berry was supposed to make us to grow. What's supposed to bring the best out of us. All we need to do, I'm praying, Wilfred, by God's special grace. I'm sure 2029, and I also want to project my tool. Those who are listening and monitoring me, while we're flagging this thing, we're also seeking sponsorship.
Okay.
I want to make clear. It's not about just politics. It's about development of Grand Kru. People who are compassionate about rural development. I developed a documentary, which I will mind share with you, called the Rural Developmental Agenda.
Okay.
How do we engage the rural? Simple mental, you go to a place where there's no toilet. Our people defecating in the bushes, between houses. They come set up bathing house with bar room. Halas. And you don't blame the people because that's rural life. How can we resuscitate them to a modern level? It requires documentary. It requires sensitization. It requires awareness. It requires people who are endowed with the audacity and the ability and the passion to reach out to the people. I volunteer myself. Okay? So that's how we do it.
All right.
How do we gravitate from this associated family to mechanized farming?
Okay.
What can we do? So anyone who listens to me, it is important for us to galvanize and put resources together, not only just about me, but it's about Liberia.
Okay.
The problem of Liberia is everybody wants to sit in the office. Even if you have done agriculture, you are master in agriculture, you still don't have garden. That's a problem. And when you ask someone why this happened, they say, but I don't have the logistics. I don't have the material. I don't have the equipment. I don't have the support. So this is an open, clarion call.
Okay.
To all humanitarian, all interested, all those I got the hand, that want to do something for Liberia. I'm compassionate about Southeast, particularly Grand Kru County, where I'm from. So yes, indeed, that's who I am. And I think we can do it better when we all put aside politics. Politics is just a season, right? 2029, by 2028, 2029, there'll be a lot of, people, a lot of engagement, rhetoric and politics and all of those things will be taking place. But after politics, what next? Development. After politics, what next? Leadership, stewardship. After politics, what next? Governance. So I'm speaking in the context of how we can improve and develop and make our country to be attractive and doable. People need to go Grand Kru and feel comfortable. And to do that, it is incumbent upon our leader or our leaders to take shared responsibility in ensuring that Grand Kru move forward.
So, folks, you're listening to Mr. Furcas Wilson, political activist of Liberia, and this is ku-wor TV and the program, the Eagle Talk Show. Of course, you're listening to him. He also seeking partnership to ensure that rural development move faster to improve the developmental drive of our country. Mr. Wilson, this is it. Do you think lawmakers, let's come to uh, the legislature, do you think politicians, lawmakers mislead uh, the electorates by saying they're going to build roads, build schools, and you name the rest? Do you think they mislead these people when it comes to them pushing their agenda?
So, in other
They are there to
words,
make laws.
in other words, I mean, this is my experience. Often it is said that three cardinal responsibilities
Mhm.
are being trusted with a lawmaker. But I've also seen one major one that being added in my mind, which we call personal assistant. You can build rule, you can make law, you can exercise your oversight responsibility, and you can do the rest. But personal assistant have become uh, addicted or have become a culture in Liberia. That you can do all of these things in as much as you know, pushing out. You don't identify with individuals with their limited, small or big problems. They are considered you have done nothing. So it's one of the key things we need to understand that it have been added to the three cardinal responsibilities.
Personal assistant.
Personal assistant.
But do you think they mislead these people?
I don't want to. Look, let me tell you one thing. I came to you and I've told you I will be real, right? And practically speaking, it is not possible to be real.
So why should you say so?
Lawmakers,
Why do you think they should be saying these things instead of telling the people they're going to make laws?
So they're not just misleading people, but they are practically dishonest.
They are dishonest.
They are practically dishonest. I came to you running a campaign, no manifesto. I didn't present anything to you to showcase as to how I'm going to do it. I told you, I'm going to reform, or reform your life, right? But I failed to state how I'm going to reform your life. Because if I'm telling you, you will begin to do a practically contemporary analysis. You will look at me, you will look at my children, my family livelihood, right? My neighbor, before I even talk about people who in Grand Kru, how I'm going to transform their life. So it's just a shared dishonesty, and sorry to say this is what the electorate want to hear.
What do you think politicians or lawmakers should be saying to their electors instead of telling them we will build road, we will build
That's what
hospital,
electorate want to hear.
Do you think that's what they want to hear, or the politicians?
I'll be very frank with you. Electorate wants to hear practically same thing that has not existed.
Should it be lawmakers? Should it be representatives, senators, or should it be presidents that will be saying these things?
When I'm telling you, say election, I'm talking about on the average. They use this as a case study. Peter went to election. The first time to say, I will connect the Kavala Bridge, or I'll break Kavala Bridge between Liberia and Africa, right? Every normal human being who lives in Maryland or in the surrounding, the suburb, we've seen that it makes sufficient sense. And even if you not achieve anything, but the fact that you connect Africa and Liberia by bridge, it gives anybody the excitement, anxiety to even speed the election day to come to make sure and see you in the city. So practically speaking, you have displayed shared dishonesty, practically deceive yourself at the expense of your people. Because the reason why I say you deceive yourself, you are the life. You went to school. Okay? Your mother didn't go to school. Your brothers, they are brethren, they are in the bush doing their farming work. They didn't go to school. So they depend on you what to say, what to do. They see it as an asset, tangible. You display shared dishonesty, and you prove to yourself that even your education is to deceive your own people, to practically make them nothing, and you and your family become better. So the first says here, no Kavala Bridge, or no bridge on the Kavala River. You went back to the same electorate and tell them this time about a bridge coming from Africa. Yesterday you promised to build a bridge on Kavala River. You didn't build a bridge. And that's what I'm saying. That's what electorate want to hear. If you see our well-learned and respectable or perceived respectable individuals go to elections, they spill out rhetorics. They create a scene, imaginary scene that will never exist on any planet. And you see people clap, oh, Oh, it tells you
What?
that's what the electorate want to hear. But after that, they may go the first term, he lied to you, or he showed dishonesty to you. After 6 years, you did not still remember that 5 year bodyguard king as a pathological liar. We say the school education is more likely to use us as a stooge or a mediator of his own enrichment, self-aggrandizement. The man came back. He can't rest. But mind you, when he came first, he came with bridge being constructed on Kavala River, thereby easing the economic activity and having smooth and trans-border operation between Liberia and Ivory Coast, which conveys you. He didn't do it. When he came in different form. Over the year, he been accumulating money and buying rice. So he kept it in the warehouse. He said, my people have to struggle hard before they get rest. Listen about he's putting rare. He put in rare to you. You begin so excited.
So whenever these statements are made, when politicians or lawmakers made these statements, I will build roads, I will build this, that should also run in the mind of the electors that these people are deceitful.
Not only just deceitful, but that's very dishonest. Because it is not lawmakers share responsibility with people. I mean, that just be dishonest to your people. And that's why today some of us we're not elected because we're fair to them. I told my people what will happen to them. And if you call in Grand Kru, you call in electoral district number 1, thousands of people are regretting. Thousands of people are regretting
what?
The Furcas have said it, but couldn't listen. They have realized that what I said wasn't true.
Are they regretting the current lawmakers?
They are regretting. They are regretting, but not taking my advice. And when they went. Like I said,
so that means they are regretting why
they are regretting.
They elected.
I do know that they are regretting. I've seen their regret is an open expression of the action. But I couldn't define what the action are or is.
But their action,
what I'm telling you,
like you are saying, their action, because they are regretting that what you said was the truth and they did not listen. Right. It also signifies or shows that they are disappointed and they are regretting why they have to elect.
Different people interpret what you have seen in that manner and fashion. What I'm saying, look, in my politics, and that's why I've been very responsible and civil.
Do you also regret?
I do not like to attack personality.
Do you also regret?
I speak to the issue. I say they have expressed regret, open it, on media, in gathering, even in our engagement. Some of them even apologizing. That if you would have listened to, because you didn't listen to me, so you did what you did. What you did, whether it was by bringing Peter or by bringing Mary, it's not basically my concern. What my concern is, I share my experience with you. This Peter doesn't have the ability to do X, Y, Z. Do not allow him to deceive you. Or don't allow Mary to deceive you. Mary are given the term of 1 year. I mean, first term of 6 years. Or 9 years. Yeah, Mary. What can you point up? So, I'm saying that they are regretting because they didn't take my advice. I'm also of the conviction that what they're saying and what they are demonstrating, if it is true in nature, I mean, 2029 will be a different ballgame.
Well, Liberians over the period, the issue of referendum and talking about lawmakers reducing their tenure. Where do you stand? Do you think representative tenure should reduce to 2 years, senators reduce to 6 years? Do you think that should happen?
So basically, there was the instrument that speak to representative 4 years, president 4 years, and senator 6 years. Eventually, when it came out of the legislature, because I'm also representing Grand Kru. And what the Constitution Review Committee, I was the focal person. Honor then, Councilor Gloria Mususka, the former Chief Justice, and the former Senator of Maryland County. I represented Grand Kru. So we generated the comments. We generated the views. I have done the consultation. I left Moshovado County in my comfort, and I went to Grand Kru for 2 years. Doing intensive engagement, crossing river, reaching to the farm where people breaching, and giving them the importance. Why we're having election when it's time. I was discussing it. Why, if you own the property, you build house here, the mineral that is on the house or that is within the ground, why does it not belong to you? Why is central government taking claim of it? I was discussing it. So yes, I 100% support that. Because if you have, even great United States of America, look at their democracy, look at the tenure. People say we don't have money. Who tell you we don't have money? So most of the time we need to cut them down. It's not about money. It's about decision making. It's about actions. It's about capacity and willingness to accept who we are. So you get there for 6 years, you say the 3 years from I and my family. If for 4 years, you enjoy yourself all around. But if you have single 4 years, the day of the inauguration or induction into office, you start working. Because you don't have time in your favor. But because the longevity of time that we have, senator, 9 years, is unfortunate. I was thinking, representative, 4 years, senator at most 5 years.
Now, the length of time, 9 years, and they are not much more being done within 9 years, 6 years, and you bringing it down to 2, 4, 5 years. Do you think they're going to do much better?
It was compared to do much. It's almost like you have been given an opportunity to serve in a shortest possible time, but to go back, it's predicated upon your performance or your deliverabilities. So what we're going to compare you is that you have short time, and it's based on what you will do. You will either be accepted or rejected. 4 years, probably 10 years, you only got 2 years to work. The next 2 years, you're in election already. So your working will speak to the person about can retain the man or cannot retain him.
Let's look at the issue.
So another thing is, I think legislature got too many things to work on. You cannot be a sitting senator and won't be vice president, or you won't contest as president, but you still hold on to a senatorial position, right? I mean, this thing is happening because Liberia is the only country we find ourselves where people not take serious governance issues serious. They started running governance, and that's why many countries turn their back to us. They didn't take us serious. You got 6 year opportunity to serve. You hold on your 6 year job, but you vie to be senator.
What do you think need to be done? Should they resign from their position?
So
from
basically,
their 6 year position before contesting for
basically what we need to do is to review our own laws, our rules and regulations on the desk. Since you want to be senator, you contest as a senator. So in the worst scenario case that you sit as a representative, you should be rejected. Absolutely, no room should be given you whether you resign or not, but the fact that you choose to be senator, right? You contest as senator, you want as a senator. If you want to go for president or vice president, of course, you need to relinquish your position. First of all, it's a disappreciation. You must see that there is an opportunity to excel. But I could interpret it that you don't. Because your first performance is the opportunity given to you. It is based on your performance you can be deemed to go to whatever level.
You be elevated.
But you senator, you contest as vice president. You senator, you contest as president. Nothing has been done. Your salary running, you're using public facility, you're using public asset to run your campaign. That is a violation of the code of conduct. These are fundamental things that need to be worked on in the legislature. We cannot have a integral men and women here that carry the nation at heart. We still be having election, winning decision, a tough winning decision.
Still on this election process.
So, but then I expect legislature politics beyond them by referendum. Every legislator move into the country with robust engagement and awareness, sensitization, telling the people why it is not good for you to be in the month. People died during election time. But then we put election being held in the winning season and put it behind as a history. Long ago, it didn't require much talking. When they wanted to have Duosi decision, they fast track it. And they feel that that's my opinion that it was in some other interest. Right? They fast track it. And many of us remain in Liberia, we saw how it happened. So the point is, I mean, these issues require national conversation. It requires landmarks. And that's why when you ask me, look, there are a lot of changes need to be made in the legislature.
We are currently in the 55th legislature. And what legislation or what law they should pass to improve the life of the Liberian people?
Well, there are too many laws on the book. Creating new laws without addressing and fully implementing the one that on the book. For me, I'm saying that where it could be an advantage, but it create more complications. For example, you have law that say drug is non-beatable, right?
Mm-hmm.
So do you need any other law that you need to meet surrounding drugs and dangerous substances? You don't need. All you need to do is make sure that the funding is very available through the budgetary and exercise. And make sure you exercise oversight to the fullest. As we speak, Grand Kru, I'm Dawara Grand Kru, 3 DA officer. That's my content. When I'm in the county consultation, I have spoken to that. Fire service, only 2% there. They didn't get office. They are not even in uniform. Police coming in, we have only 14 police officers. 6 decades upon decades with all the higher up we've had as a county. We still have 14 police officers in Grand Kru. No vehicle, no logistics. When you see policemen uniform in Grand Kru, it is difficult for you to recognize whether it's a policeman. What we need to do? Citizens got responsibility as well as leaders. But the central government will take responsibility because it is not the responsibility of lawmaker to assign police officer. Our engagement is they should be able to fully exercise conscientiously the oversight. Hey, Mr. Police Director, can you please come to the plenary? Give reason why Grand Kru got only 40 police officers for the past, I think, 15 years. When I became police director, our own daughter, we still got 14. The level of challenges that are in Grand Kru, no road network, no vehicle, no equipment, nothing to worry with.
If you were part of
yes, they don't have participation. No increment in the police.
If you could be
force
opportune to be part of the 55th National Legislature, and you're part of Congress.
The 56th. This is the 55th.
Yeah, this is the 55th. I'm asking right now, if you had the opportunity
right.
to be,
okay.
What could be your fight to ensure that some laws are passed to improve the lives of the Liberian people, not only Grand Kru, but as a whole?
The law that provided the opportunity is somewhere when the president appoints you, they say you have been appointed carrying presidential power already. The letter that the president signed and given to you, it tells you even if President Baka is in America, that power dwell with you. It's only left with your capacity and your thinking how to effectuate that power that has been given to you. You may be lawmaker by virtue of fact that I have oversight. Like I've been saying, most of these things we're complaining on, we're crying day and night. It's just quelling in the exercisation and the true effectuation of oversight. You may not be strong because Allah is being compromised. You may not be strong to effectuate it and strongly come down. Other you have limitation. You may not be strong as it is expected, it should be. Other because conflict of interest. The 3 things have become the prime reasons why most of the things we're talking. Other in my question, and you're the DA director. So when they call you here to take strategic action against you, I lobby. That I want you to be retained. That's part of you not being so effective on the job. You're my countryman. You're from Garaway. So you fortunate to be police director. When I discover that there's kind of a strong action pending to take against you, I lobby. But yet you're not performing. So the reason why these things happen is other conflict of interest, other limitation, extreme limitation, not just limitation, but extreme limitation, or you're being compromised.
Mr. Furcas Wilson, we talking about Liberia. Let's come to the government. President Joseph Boyka.
Are we done with the legislature with a steel mill?
We now to President Boyka. President Boyka took office January the 23rd, and we are in December. What have you seen from the government within the first year of service?
So before I go to the B-man, especially let me say the president, There's ongoing crisis in the legislature.
It's going to be the last.
Okay, so President Walker's vision speaks to my conscience that it is packaged with positivism. President Walker's vision speaks to my experience that there will be a better and appreciable outcome. President Walker's vision have informed in the initial stage that something marvelous and meticulous will happen. They made categorically in the shortest possible time their pitfalls, their challenges. Government is very large. So no one person have monopoly on absolutely what how government runs. Because there are people who you entrusted, who are your confidant, either in campaign or you come a long way. The intention around you could be different. So within the range of the government, there's some happenings that I think the president needs to come down hard.
You think he has not calmed down how since he took office when it comes to implementing government policy?
The president is still in what we call diplomatic stage. The president is still in what we call taking time in the moderate. The presidents have not come out of the share. But like I said, they've stand for everything. Year one is about to elapse, right? But there are a lot of things we can speak to. We speak to the prospects, we speak to the general positivism, we speak to the collective growth of Liberia. There are a lot of things we can look at. He's an old man, I agree.
People believe he's too soft dealing with issue as it relates to the assets declaration, where some of his appointee yet to declare the asset, and he keep begging, telling them to declare the asset. What if you could be president? What would you have done to these appointees who have not declared their assets?
If you listen to what Isata will be saying, especially opposition, you will not have government.
This is not about opposition,
no, government,
but this is about LACC also coming up to say that bulk of them who have been appointed, they have not declared their assets.
So I use a statement that president stay in a diplomatic stage. There are stages in governance. There are diplomacy. You do diplomacy, very diplomat, taking the easy. I just took over. People have their jobs themselves. People have to get conformed to the system. There's a stage of radicality. So when the president is reaching to that state, as soon as you form government, you don't start to become radical. You define your own government. The president is endowed with wisdom. This president is, as it has been insinuated that he's slow, but I'm sure that this president is a hearing president. It's a listening president.
Liberians believed President Walker traveled so many times, and yet they have not seen fruitful result, fruitful outcome. What would you say?
I'm a student of public finance. I did banking and finance. I did management and all the related field. Public financial management stuff. Let me tell you one thing. No way they run the world. The travel of the executive is two major things. The whole thing that we glued our mind to, instead of be baking, every time you go, instead of just be baking, be crying, that's not the substantive nature of in the international relations. You travel to rebrand the image of the government. You travel to make sure that you create new contacts and connections. You travel to make the case. There are people, countries or nations around the world that have not known Liberia problem. So these international conferences that the president is attending is to make the case. Many of us think that as soon as you travel 10,000, 5 million, 30 million is waiting for you.
But he has traveled, and there have been an announcement that this government, this country is about to make so and so pledge. This country is about to make pledge, and they have not seen that. So they believe the president visit or the president travel out of the country is a waste.
So there's
especially using taxpayer money.
There's a difference between perception and reality.
Mm-hmm.
Perception is that you perceive the president is traveling and you're not seeing money coming. You perceive that the president is coming and they don't try to live in his comfort, United States, accompanying to Liberia.
But the government itself always making the announcement. They come publicly and say the government.
You ask for my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm giving my opinion on how government runs. I'm not insinuating.
Yeah, how they run. Yes, how they run.
When people,
they themselves bring their own information.
When damage is occurred, when people destroy a particular segment of the society, the first thing you do is to rebuild. In the process of rebuilding, you don't have capacity on your own. You have to engage. I've made 7 travel. Let's use it as a case study. Or the 7 travel, 5, nothing came from there. But 2, I got a promise. 2, I got a commitment. 2, I got a word that I can return my relax on. It means that other travel are useless, are wasteful. No. The president, the constitution gave the president right to travel, to be able to negotiate on behalf of the state and the republic. What makes it wasteful? So the perception, if President Bakar will have remained in Liberia for the almost 9 or 10 months, we say, but the old man is very old, maybe you say that's the reason he could not even travel. I mean, you see some of the elementary, inflammatory statements against the leader. The leader now is in back. Let me show you that today, I think yesterday I heard about Ethiopia Airlines returning. I know after 20 or 30 years, decades upon decades, it's on the basis of what called international engagement. You have to make the case. To make the case is not 1 day, it's not 2 days. Okay? People need to understand how government runs. This is the fundamental of government. If you don't understand, you're still in the dome of maybe election trauma. You're still in the euphoria of election defeat. It means that you will be running around without even being focused as to what's happening.
Do you think
there are a lot of things that happen? So I want to conclude by saying President Bakar travel is not a waste. The travel of a president is not to put 3, 4, 5 bags of money on your head, dash on the plane and come back. Today, your rate is gradually dropping. Today, the gasoline price, we can now say yes. For where 800, 7 plus, it has 600. Today, we can now see international partners are coming here, very peaceful, peace and security. Our neighboring will not at crisis with them. Okay? We understand at the beginning of every government, in terms of transition, there will be some constraint and difficulties. And this is the transition process. When 1 year is elapsed, then you start grading the government on some of the pitfalls and see how the government is recuperating.
In the first 1 year.
But when you start judging the government to say, refer to the president travel, I think that's gross insensitive, that is respectful to the republic, not just
the Liberian people will see that because they have not seen achievement. But here is it. Have you seen any progress within any improvement within the Liberian economy under the Boyka Kun administration?
I came from Grand Kru.
How do you see the economy?
I came from Grand Kru. Like I told you, 1 week, 3 days now, right? Mm-hmm. Years back, I spent 2 weeks on Grand Kru with Moto Banaka. We have to join the two motorbike on our shoulder to cross many places. I left Monrovia 6 a.m. in the morning. By 11:45, let's just say 12 o'clock, I was in blue. Despite the challenges, other car in the middle route, we had to pull them. This assuming that if there were no car, that would have been our way. By 12 o'clock midnight, I was in blue. Ogonti Hotel.
Do you think the government is making progress on the road construction?
This is the first time that it is publicly being shared, documents are being signed for Kavala, Liberia to be connected, Africa and Liberia to be connected through Kavala Bridge. This is the first time. And I mean, I'm just wondering when people, for central government, how welcome national development agenda.
Do you think
the government I was fortunate to be with the senator. We want to endorse, we want to validate what we call Grand Kru county national agenda.
Do you think the government, the President Boyka government, is making progress on road infrastructure? Do you think? Because according to you,
I drove from Kawe where I live to Monrovia. Go see what is happening. Very unprecedented around APROC. Very unprecedented around Busher Island. Go see what's happening. No, the thing about it, this is not an automated. No one, President Boyka not using remote. You have to govern resources. You have to govern human resources. You have to put it into actions. Government have to develop plan. And I would not in my rational mind to rate the government that they are desperately perform, and the government desperately perform, or President Boyka travel is a waste.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very unfair to my conscience, and I'm also unfair to the people of Grand Kru.
Let's come to this, Mr. Wilson. Of recent, the government announced to send some Liberians out of the country for scholarship, but yet they are still read my rule. They are still contradicting information about how people get the scholarship, Nicotech and all that stuff, foreign ministry getting involved. But if you could be in such position, do you think it is necessary for government to use 25 million United States dollars sending Liberians out of the country to go and learn, instead of you have other universities here that have not been equipped, they are not improved, they are still facing challenges? Could you support what the government is doing to send 200 plus young Liberians out of the country for studies?
So we have to look at it two ways. We have to look at it from the two perspectives. The first thing is what is government intention? You know, and I know there are some comparative international opportunity we don't have. Even though we are a sovereign nation, just last month, University of Liberia first in the history to launch the tour program. This is the premier country in Africa that everyone needs to come from several and all around the world to come and acquire knowledge. Immediately after the war, we are gone back to square one. Honestly speaking, government will have a good intention. More probably, the engineer, probably those that are involved in negotiating, may have done the wrong negotiation, which is obvious. Okay, I cannot speak to the India because I don't have the integrity or the nitty-gritty of the issues. But generally, from the look of things, I think government intention was, for example, you want to do piloting, you want to fly airplane. Do you have a school in Liberia? You don't have. You want to make sure you become a captain of the ship. Do you have any school here? So if government intention was to gravitate Liberia or Liberians to the level of just management, public administration, banking, finance, like in my case, political science, and so look, we need to send some people abroad in different to exploit opportunity.
Other Liberians might say you can establish a department at the University of Liberia.
So how long will it take for you to establish? You think when you have a symbolic program, say we establish an aviation, do you have aviation instructor here? Do you have the facility for practice? You don't have. So I'm just speaking to, I said two perspectives. So if government had a good intention, apparently those who are negotiating, probably they don't do good negotiation on behalf of the government. And again, I won't want to go in there because I don't have the substantive of the issue. The Ministry of Information to government will be respect to that. But this is my own opinion. So the second one is, no, it is government share responsibility to negotiate on behalf of the state for the good of its people. If I will be concluding in my mind, narrowly, that government effort to make sure that 25 or 250 Liberians leave Liberia to go for foreign knowledge, French, that is wrong. It's unacceptable. That means I do not even honest to myself. Because that's a government responsibility. I think in my mind what we're supposed to be doing is we're supposed to be hitting President Boyka.
For sending 250 students out of the country,
even at
25 million, especially when you have the University of Liberia, you have the Cotton University, where you can send You can improve these institutions. You have the William V. Suddenly University. You can improve these institutions, bring more instructor in, and probably and use the 25 million.
So
instead of people who say you send somebody who want to have master in public administration, somebody who want to have masters or PhD in banking and financing. Why can't you send them right there?
So
the universities.
I'm a student of finance. You do cost analysis, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you look at there's something called tangible, right? So, for example, the government bringing expatriate into Liberia. First of all, you have to consider a lot of factors. The first thing, do you have the facility? Someone who got doctorate degree, 2-3 doctorate degree, who live in Kenya, 2-3 story buildings, enjoying the facility that government paying. You want to take the person. What do you host the person, first of all? The hotel? If you bring in 25 or 30 instructor lecturers to come here, what do you host? You don't have the facility. I just told you. So you do cost analysis. It is a cost analysis that gives you a clue as to say it is better. In fact, these people go abroad, acquire knowledge. A person they serve there for 1 or 2 years, come back, now they become full-fledged professional. Not only just by academic knowledge, but they also have a job experience. It can now be translated into Liberia, which will give us an advantage. But again, like I said, I do not understand the validity of the issue. So I don't want to. That's government prerogative. All I do know is the intention of the government in my mind is good, and I also want to tell you it is a government prerogative for the good of Asian people. And I think President Baka intent or intention is not bad.
Do you see a new Liberia on President Boyka?
I think so. You know what? I will see and I will feel and I will experience new Liberia if we disarm the way we're thinking. Bagana from the southeast. Let me give you one particular example. So every time you go to the southeast, people want to say negative about Baka. South to say Baka, President Baka is gross insensitive. It's naivety. It's not politics. It's just beyond politics. It's narrow-mindedness. It's just it's just personal grudge. A father of the land, the president, being referred to. He from the southeast, so we want to see him. When I was somewhat accepted host in Lofa, I don't care that mentality. I see myself as a nationalist. I see myself as a leader. I not see myself as tribalist. I don't see myself as regionalist. I don't see myself as discriminating character. President Baka for all. And especially so we that from the southeast, we should be grateful. With a plan that some of us we are privileged to, that President Baka is about to undertake and even initiating. Especially rather than new Liberia is about to give birth.
Mr.
All we need to do is all of us need to work together as a team.
What after the Boyka leadership in 2029, what leadership do you expect to see?
I want to see a leadership that will learn from President Baka's experience. I want to see a leadership that will not have people's agenda and Vision 2040. I want to see a Liberian that will tread on the path of the national documentary that is currently ongoing to see as a way forward. I want to see a Liberian leader or next leader that will carry the mindset. Though my mom born me grandmaster, but I'm a Liberian. I can do marvelous and meticulous in Lofa. Because there are opportunities there and opportunities we need to exploit to make the Liberians that are situated as part of the country become viable, become self-sufficient, and become sustainable.
Do you think President Boyka's leadership will, after his presidency, do you think that will put an end to the old folks leading Liberia and seeing a youthful presidency. Do you think that could happen after President Furcas should have left the presidency?
I can't do that prediction for now because I've seen a growing and uncontrollable instigation, jealousy, envy, fight among the young people. I do not see that anytime soon.
So the young people are not. Are you saying they are not ready to?
No. I didn't use the word not ready. I'm seeing practical broad-day instigation. I'm seeing discredibility. I'm seeing gross envy. I'm seeing alcohol, jealousy, just start fighting one another among young people. Therefore, I cannot make an average prediction that the young man is coming very smoothly and easily. It is also possible if a young man follows the old man's footsteps, right, and know how to play the card as the old man is initiating the card, that young man could emerge, even in the midst of the adversity, in the midst of this controversy, in the midst of these, calamities. That young man could survive.
Now, to the last issue, this whole issue of legislative politics, currently the 55th legislature, especially the UP government, were 2006 to 2017, the issue of speaker removal. And you've been here, you worked here at the grounds about the capital. Why does this happening? What is responsible? And where do you stand? What could be your measures?
So, I'm not a legislator. I've been here as a main staffer. And there are two things are happening here. When you go to the constituent, you make your case, you come back here as a lawmaker, right? When you have been inducted into office, what happened within the circumference of the legislature? Staffer become a spectator.
I mean, they shouldn't poke into.
Staffer is a prepared, ready, and zealously a full-grown spectator. You prepare for your house to come to follow the speculation. To spectate. Sit and watch the action. Of course, we have our individual political, socio-economic analysis we can do. But I've used a word in the circumference. The 73 lawmakers that are sitting now, they have the exclusive right as to what they do. The 30 senators who sit up there as House of Elders decide what happened. You might buzz me in conversation and say, Chi, I'm actually want to say this is my own small advice. Yes. They will not disclose to you the happening. So spectator watch, and when the ball is flying or when the action is being performed. So your own role you play, cheering. All of you friends, for example, you use football game as a case study. When former President we are on the field, if people feel stimulated, he takes all the ball, he rolls the ball, and he creates the possibility of goal. So people who from whether AC Milan and most of the team you play for, you can see the exuberant, the happiness in it. They all are sad. Because Joey could not get a chance. He came again that we are everybody told their turning on their face, they're expecting bad news that we are going to score again. I've just used that fine case study. That's how it looked like. Yeah. It's not about where I stand.
What is your view?
You ask me where I stand, I would say I stand by the law.
By the law.
And the law is the law.
What does the law say?
The law says, when you who made your leader, you got problem with your leader, they are remnant, their procedures, and they are spare out remnant to follow or steps. So, for example, the law says simple majority can make you a speaker or put him. So even if I get 1% what you mean I beat you, I have warned you, I'm the speaker. But to remove you, the law, in the wisdom of the craft of the law, knew That is the majority of Gara and one money just in my man. Move so law created or called due process, legal possibility. So the person can be heard. You cannot condemn the person and before the person be here. So I will clearly tell you I'm with the law.
Yeah, with that means
that clearly speak to you. First of all, you should know that from the Southeast. I mean, let me be biased in the case.
You want to be biased?
I am biased. Let me say so because the how will be deemed. And before you deem me, classify me, let me admit to you, I have to be biased. I'm from Grand Kru. I was one of those who left my campaign, were campaigning for Fanati. Because I really wanted for him to come to the house. And I knew what would discuss close door. Right? Today, Fanati is a speaker. Do you think in your right mind would I want to see Fanati be removed? When Fanati is removed, even besides a personal to me, to Grand Kru, but at least we still hope that the Southeast is in the main factor range of the government.
By law, two-thirds is simple majority. Like you said, two-thirds, you should have two-thirds to become a speaker. Now the guys are in the same two-third majority, simple majority.
No, the law says you must have single majority.
Single majority.
Simple majority.
So
when you have a single majority,
they are simple majority.
No, do
you agree? Do you agree that they are simple majority?
I want to say this. I want not even to say yes or no.
Why?
Again, I told you whatever I want to say here is just my opinion.
Yeah, your opinion. But let
you will have the same. They do have, but they don't have the authority in terms of the proceeding to remove the man.
Mm-hmm.
No, they don't have that. The law requires.
But they can do business.
Well, I'm not the one to determine whether they can do business. The law will speak to that.
Do you think they were in error of recent to elect the new speaker?
I think Supreme Court has spoken to that. When the case under our jurisprudence, when the case is right before the Supreme Court, you mean I was only telling you my biasity that I'm with Fanati because for two reasons. Legally, they need to do the needful thing of removing as per the law. Two, he might Grand Kru better. So I'm staying with the two things. Even if I start the legal aspect, politically, I would want to wear political garment, even if I had the capacity to lobby all around because I want to be retained, because he's my brother.
Do you think
but as what they are sitting, what they do here, what is illegal, what is this and that, I cannot, it's right before the Supreme Court.
Do you think the embattled speaker can become a victorious in the fight? Do you think?
Supreme Court will make a determination.
Do you think you're going to stand?
I think the law,
a chance to win.
The law is
to resume his position.
The law is the law. Whatever the law says, Fanati is willing to listen to the law and be huge to the law. I cannot speak further to that. The case is right before the Supreme Court. I'm not a lawyer, I'm claiming to be one of them, but I learned that what I will be saying here, especially on the international platform, it also puts us on my credibility and my level of reasoning in respect to the rule of law. So all I can say, the law is the law. We are with the outcome of the Supreme Court and see what will happen.
Mr. Wilson, what could you say in your concluding statement to those who are following, to those who are watching, and to the government of Liberia, and to your district, your county?
So the Southeast is disadvantaged. I want to send out this message to His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Liberia. We want to say a profound thanks in appreciation to Jose Yaman Bwaka and his team of workers or able lieutenants in government. The people of Southeast gratefully, graciously, conscientiously appreciate him beyond imagination. We are anticipating to confer a particular name, title on His Excellency, the President of the Republic.
Why you couldn't wait from a president?
I come in. I'm speaking my opinion.
George Weah.
And now you want to? No, I come in. I'm speaking my opinion.
Yeah, that's your opinion. But why you couldn't at the time?
We want to confer to His Excellency President Jose Yaman Bwaka his numerous contribution and developmental agenda that have been formulated in making Southeast to be happy, in making Southeast to restore the lost hope.
Do you think they are happy?
In making the Southeast to respect someone from somewhere else
Do
different.
you think the Southeast,
In making the
the
Southeast,
Southeasterners, they are happy?
in making the Southeast to realize its own potential. We want to say we salute the president. I can show you that the day President Baka entered in the Southeast, maybe in the past 1 or 2 years, if you watch the visitation of the president as it was announced, you will see unusual happening in the Southeast. That's who we are. So we want to say thank you to the president. We still want to remind the president that while the Southeast is appreciating you in less than 10 years or maybe in 10 years time of your working, especially your engagement with the road, your effort to make sure that bridge is being placed or constructed on Kavala River, historical Kavala River, which basically intended to ease and promote the economic activity between Liberians and Liberia. We want to say, Mr. President, the Southeast graciously acknowledge your effort. The Southeast is understanding you're about to intensify effort to make sure the West African power pool, the people are going to benefit from it and the surrounding. We understand that on the agenda of the president, this government, there is a 75-kilometer road from Plibo to Bagleyville. It will be built in a very short possible time.
Okay.
And from Bagleyville to Sando will also be considered. We understand, Mr. President, and these are reasons we appreciate the president with no hesitation that the president is our president. In fact, today I want to declare that Baka is a Southeastern, he's a Southeasterner. Don't marry me. President Baka, I see him carry a mentality of the Southeast. President Baka, I see he navigating as a true Southeasterner. And that is the reason we have no regret why he's president today. No one make any case, and even want to raise any issue, that President Baka, the Southeastern got nothing to do with the rumors that are out there. We think you are doing marvelously well, and we acknowledge your effort, we appreciate you. But, Mr. President, there are too many qualified, competent young people from the Southeast. Please look into the government. You alone can do it. If you give them the opportunity to serve, one way or the other, they will serve as ambassador. Thank you, Mr. President. I know that you are someone who can listen. You're someone who can take advice. The Southeastern got too many young people that have so much compassionate and passionate to work with you, to work with you, to work in your government, to whatever way, whether it is in the private sector, but they need your blessing, Mr. President. The Southeast is your home. Fiat home. I want to also say, what can I say to my constituent? And what can I say to the ongoing activity? Look, Liberia is the only country that we have, all of us. All we need to do, we need to join hands to make sure that Liberia move forward. No one is better Liberia or who better is a citizen than their friend. Regardless where you're from, whether you're Kru, whether you're Gio, whether you're Mana, whether you're from Nimba, whether you're from Maryland, wherever you're from the South, all I know and I can say that Liberia belongs to all of us. And it is our collective effort that can make Liberia move forward. Therefore, I call on you in the diaspora, our friend and brother, our sister, our partners in progress. If you see a young man like me exerting effort, projecting his voice loudly, it tells you that he or she is opting for better Liberia, better Southeast, better Grand Kru. I look forward for your support. I'm serious, and I want to conclude on the constituent. My people have petitioned me.
Petition you?
The minute after the election, when I was in grief, when I was crying, I was told, come back. And I want to admit publicly that I'm going back to 2029. I'm going to be a formidable, and this time about I'm going for win electoral district number 1 Grand Kru County. I'm going to contest, and that's what I keep engaging my constituent. Now the message is resonated. Not only just being resonated, but they have understood who is a true son, who came with the desire and the passion to liberate his own people. No one else, Furcas Wilson. And so I count on you, partner, for support. I count on you for also working as a team, whatever way, whether it is an idea, whether it is a financial, whether it's material. We want to say our doors are open. We appreciate this interview. for bringing me to an international platform. We're looking forward where we'll have interaction with our partners one day.
Mm.
Yeah, even to take them to Grand Kru or the Southeastern region so they can see what is happening there. All we're saying here is not because of politics, it's not about politics, it's about development. And no one knows. Today is starting small, but it could be bigger than this. So I want to say we appreciate you for the platform. I want to say hats off to all of you for even viewing. We want to say we appreciate you. This government is our government, and we think that something very good will come out of the government when we all put our hands on this and work together as a team.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wilson, for taking off your time to have a conversation with us. So, folks, again, I'd like to say thanks to all of you for following and watching this interview. We've been in conversation with political activists. He's been in the legislature working with other lawmakers to ensure that the rightful thing be done, especially advocating for the necessary development for Liberia and that of his constituent, District Number 1, Grand Kru County. He's Furcas Wilson, and he also looks forward for partnership. Those of you viewing and watching, you can come up to him and you can have a business with him. Again, this is ku-wor TV, and this is an American Liberian-based platform where we engage the relevant authority, including your voices, the citizens, those of you who view. We include all of you to have a fair share of the conversation to improve Liberia, Africa, and that of the world. My name is Wil Wilfred Duosi. Thank you for following the program. This is the Eagle Talk Show. And I'd like to say thank you. Bye-bye.